to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Now that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Giants at a disappointing 1-4 as they start play. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. On 2nd and 12, Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Throwing Jones. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of a game has a mental image of how they expected to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yep, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Play action. It's Jackson. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. We're scoreless after 1. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Dobbins. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
That solid gainer will put them on the doorstep of the end zone. More importantly, it gives them a fresh set of downs. Nice work right there.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll run with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Next to score, Ravens 7, Giants 9.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Jones throwing deep for Galladay. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Off the play fake. Jones. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
A first down carry for Barkley. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they have things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight. And that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 35.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that his defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Jackson now.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll work this down inside the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Throwing is Jackson. Rolling to his left.
Open man is Bateman. It's complete.
And out of bounds right around the 20.
Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
That's a nice job there knowing what his options are. He's out of the pocket to his left. And I thought maybe think about running with this one, but he uses his vision instead. Finds his man on the left sideline, and they convert on 3rd down.
Here comes Dobbins on the toss right.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices, it's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling, maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Off play action. Jones under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Roquan Smith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half. Ready up.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Gano's kick is good.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now Jackson on first down.
Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Zero surprise to see Mark Andrews receive a pass and pick up a first down right there. Not only is he one of the best tight ends in the league, he's one of the best overall players in the entire NFL. Set Baltimore Ravens franchise records last season for catches and yards in a single year.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. Now Jackson. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on fourth down, may as well make him punt it. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this will stay a 4-point game.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Jones throw brought in by Bellinger. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On second down, a run with Dobbins.
Oh, nice move.
54 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson, and that is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
And he is going to have a Ravens first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
They only needed that 1 yard going for it on 4th. I got to be honest, I thought they were going to stay on the ground. They surprised me. Did they surprise you?
I'm with you on that one. I thought they'd find a way to create some type of a power run and try and pick up the first down, but they decided to keep the ball in the hands of the guy who could throw it, and it paid off.
Yeah, that decision paid off indeed. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And the Giants are going to get it back here just past the 35.
That is a tough way to start the 3rd quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their mind. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Jones now, they're bringing a blitz.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He dumps it off to Barkley.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line.
They'll try and throw for it here.
Over the middle, caught by Bellinger. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Now Jones. A throw for Golladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
But doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Jackson looking to throw on third. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
Jackson on first down. He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 28 yards. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10, as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, and it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here's Jackson. And in for the Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2 things to watch. First, his strength in being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. And that's complete to Shepard. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come.
And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ball game.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly. And what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
And now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
They go play action with Jackson. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down.
And he'll go right back to Andrews.
Touchdown! Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Well, it seemed like they were so focused elsewhere they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns them there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time the tight end gets them.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. He's got Bellinger finding room in midfield. And he's going to get this down inside the 40 before he's finally ridden out of bounds.
A big play there for the Giants. 45 yards. Barkley, inside handoff. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
A short kick taken at the 18. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And how about this for a setup? The ball will go over on downs at the 1-yard line. So instead of the incredibly obvious choice of trying to punt it out near midfield, now they left their defense with no margin for error.
No, 0. And I don't care how much confidence you have in your defense. I don't care if you say, hey, I'm going to be aggressive because those guys can pick me up. You really put them in an impossible situation because at the least you're giving up 3 in that situation, right? So I would have punted it.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Tucker with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jones. That ball caught by Slayton. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Here's Jones on first down. Flushed out right.
This pass into the hands of Bellinger. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. A handoff, Barkley running left. And he'll be out of bounds.
74 yards rushing now for Barkley. It's a 1st down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it up.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare him
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you,
What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Ravens, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Giants, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.